A new University of Tennessee study is looking at the Knoxville Urban Wilderness to see which trails and activities are the most popular. Good Morning Tennessee reporter Lexi Spivak shares the results and how this will help further develop the trails in the future. Lexi.
Hey, good morning, Allison. Researchers counted 304,000 trail users across the urban wilderness system in 2021 during this study. They got that number using infrared sensors at 12 different locations, counting visitors 24/7. They also had some students out at these locations asking trail users about their activities. And according to the study, the most popular trailhead was the Baker Creek Preserve, followed by the Iams Nature Center trails. And on top of that, we want to look at some of the most popular activities. Okay, so some of what they found includes 51% of all users were on a mountain bike. 10% of all users were using the trails to run. We also know 95% of all users were white and 80% were adults. UT Associate Professor Eugene Fitzhugh says the diversity of users in the Knoxville Urban Wilderness was not as great as the diversity in our community. He wants to change that.
We think we're going to see more people. We hope we are. And we're going to try and figure out at UT what types of activities people really want to come to enjoy at the urban wilderness, and how do we get more people of color and more women to come to the trail system.
All right, so that's some of their goals moving forward there. And coming up in 30 minutes, now that we know how popular the trails are, we're going to look at the economic impact as well. Again, that's coming up next at 6:30.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Lexi.
You may not realize it, but people from all over the state and even the country travel to experience all the Knoxville Urban Wilderness has to offer.
A Good Morning Tennessee reporter Lexi Spivak shares the economic impact of our local trails based on a new UT study. Good morning, Lexi.
All right, good morning, guys. Now that we know that more than 300,000 people enjoyed the Knoxville Urban Wilderness System in 2021, we want to look at the money that also brought to our area. The researcher behind the economic portion of this study was Charles Sims. He's the director of the Energy and Environment Program over at the Howard H. Baker Jr. Center for Public Policy at UT. He did one report in 2015, and this was the follow-up. He says that he dissected what people spent at the trails and also what it cost them to get there. He says the spending, when you put all that together, is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, Sims shares a reminder for those who maybe don't see the value in these natural areas.
I think it's tempting to say that these forested areas are being wasted, that they should be converted into apartments or converted into businesses and commercial buildings and whatnot. I think it's important to remember that they are generating economic impacts in their natural state. In a lot of respects, we can reproduce commercial buildings and apartment buildings anywhere, but it's really hard to reproduce this type of trail system that we have here.
Again, so keep that in mind. It is bringing a lot of money to our area. There's so much more to dive into here with this study. I'm working on sharing this information all on WATE.com as well as on our news app, so that way you can find a link to that study for you to check out for yourself.
All right, thank you, Lexi.